Hi there, James here, and welcome to another one of my lessons. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you a shredding 80s or 90s lick in the style of a player like Paul Gilbert, Mr. Big or Racer X. Uses a fast repeating blues picking pattern and a little bit of a stretch on the pentatonic scale up around the 12th and 17th fret. So there's some really cool stuff in this lick. I hope you're going to get something out of it. Before we go any further, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I'm publishing lick videos like this at least once a week, and that way you won't miss any of my future lessons. So let's have a listen to what the lick sounds like over a backing track, then we'll look at what scale it comes from, then I'll break it down, show you how to play it step by step. By the end of this video, you know exactly what to do to play the lick. So let's check it out. Now the lick is coming from the E blues scale, played up at the 12th fret, and we're extending the pattern slightly to reach a higher note. So let's have a look at how we're doing that. We're basically taking our E blues scale up here at the 12th fret, but we're just extending it up by one note up here to the 17th fret. Basically giving us 3 notes on the high E string, or a stretch which we can use to reach a higher note. So this is just quite a cool little device which a lot of players do just to extend their scale slightly. A lot of this lick is built up from this repeating picking pattern. So let's zoom in close and have a look at how we play that now. I'm starting at 12 on the G string. I'm going to pick 12, 14, 15 on the G, then 12 on the B, then 15 to 14 on the G. So there's 6 notes in there in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now picking for that, I would alternate pick that. That means I'm strictly going down, up all the way. There are other ways you could do it which could work, but this is the way that I find works best for me. So that's what I'll be doing. Down, up, down, up, down, up. By all means, if you prefer a different way, then you use that one. Now we're going to basically play that pattern round 4 times like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alternate picked all the way, and that gives us the first part of the lick. Next we're going to play a hammer-on and pull-off phrase, which is using that stretch up on the top E string which we saw a moment ago. To play this part, pick the 12th fret on the G string, hammer on 14 to 15 on the G. I would use my 2nd and 3rd fingers for that. Play the B string and hammer 12 to 15 on the B. Now pick 12, reach up with your little finger to 17, hammer on and pull off. Back to 12 again. Then pull off 15 down to 12 on the B again. Move back onto the G string, and I would probably pick these notes 15, 14, 12. With a bit of vibrato at the end. So I've put the whole lick together for you slow. Here's what we get. 2, 3, 4. Three, 4. Okay, so that's how you play the lick. Now there's quite a lot of information in this lick and some really cool little bits which you can take and use to create your own licks. And if you've seen many of my videos, you'll know that I think this is really important. We can't just learn the lick and play it as is. We use it as an example or a possibility of what we can do with the building blocks which are making it up. And there's some really cool stuff in this lick which I think you can take and experiment with. For example, we've got this picking pattern. And you could take that and look at how you can weave it into your solos over a jam track, and then it becomes part of your soloing vocabulary, something which you can actually use. So if I put on a jam track now, let's see how I can just slot that in amongst other stuff I might play. See, I was just weaving it in there. Now I threw in a little variation there as well, and this is the kind of thing you can do. Instead of playing this, that B string at 12, I played that a couple of times, and then I skipped onto the high E string. Instead of playing the B string, I played the 12th on the high E string. And this is an easy way to take this lick and use it to create a slight variation of your own. You get something like that. You can do something similar with the stretchy part too, and there's a lot of cool ideas that you can do with these stretchers. I mean, you've got this bit here. So you can create all sorts of legato, hammer-on, pull-off type licks just using that shape with this little finger stretch. So put on a jam track and see what you can do. Now this jam track I'm playing on is quite a fast rockabilly style one. You might want to try something a bit slower to start off with, where it's going to be a little bit easier. But anyway, let me put on the backing track and see what I can do with that stretchy pentatonic shape. So you can see I was experimenting with some hammer-ons and some pull-off and some legato type things, and it's a nice way to get some quite fast stuff happening when you're playing, because once you get the hang of this stretch and you can build up a bit of speed there, a lot of these things sound quite cool, but they're not that hard to play. Maybe not as difficult as the alternate picking up phrase at the start of the lick. So do take that extended blues scale pattern here and see what you can do with it, because it's a bit of a goldmine for some cool rock and sort of blues soloing ideas. So there you go. I hope you've got something useful out of this lesson. Remember, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button below and subscribe to my channel, because I'm publishing at least one of these videos every week, and there's a lot of cool stuff coming your way. All sorts of different guitar licks and styles, practice tips, and a lot more. So do subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy this lesson, and I look forward to catching you next time in another one of my lessons. So take care, and I'll see you then.